Greetings, people of the internet. It appears my charade has finally come to a close. Someone has found out that my video is sarcasm. This guy is correct. Rocket the minifig, congratulations. You have successfully called my bluff. This is sarcasm. Complete sarcasm. This entire Sol Ring Needs to Go video is a rip on every single other video out there that's like, oh, ban Sol Ring. Oh. Or, you know, like, hecking every single collector ever. I don't know. I just made this video because I wanted to see what would happen. None of the things I say here reflect my true opinions at all. Sol Ring's a perfectly fine card, honestly, and I think it's perfectly alright. I'm just gaslighting the internet for no reason other than because I can. But unfortunately, my bluff has been called, so I gotta play it straight now. I'm a poor ass dude. I've never invested in Magic because I see it for what it is. It's a card game, not an investment. So the Sol Ring Needs to Go video is sarcasm. I even put the yes, I have it in all my decks part to make it even more obvious that it is sarcasm. Kudos to Rocket the minifig. This person shall have their comment pinned, and I'm going to do it right now. Okay. So I just need you all to know the Sol Ring Needs to Go video is absolute clickbait joke. This is a joke. It is not real. It is not serious. I'm gonna even put joke sarcasm after it and update the title because clearly my ruse has been caught on to. So, yeah. I am going to respond to this guy's comment since he did the big brain thing and actually figured out it was sarcasm. Flat out their legacy problem and accessibility issue. Yeah, that's kind of why they can't ban Sol Ring. I agree with that entirely. I mean, it's also just like everyone and their brother plays it, so, and like there's also the compulsion to not play Sol Ring too, and you can play it. Doesn't actually give anyone any advantages at all. The Sol Ring Needs to Go video is a complete horse shit. Absolute, just, it is intentionally the most completely nonsense video I've ever created. Okay, I literally even contradict myself quite a few times in this video, because why would I, a poor person, say that a card that basically helps poor people keep up with rich people in Magic needs to be banned? That is almost as ridiculous as saying platypuses can fly. Okay. And, you know, honestly, it just, oh, man. Like, yeah. Second argument, Sol Ring is on its face. Mana Crypt / Mana Vault done right. That is also true. I fully agree with that. I mean, it's strong enough to where, you can use it. And it also gives a boost to colorless decks, especially, that kind of need it. Because, honestly, colorless loses out on a lot. And without Sol Ring around, I don't know. I mean, it would make colorless decks feel a little less fun, that's for sure. I don't actually play it in all my decks, though. I did lie about that. I only really run it in like 3 of my decks, but even still, it is a good card. I included it in my deck that's supposed to teach new players how to play the game because it's an important part of Commander's identity. Okay? And this guy's right. Absolutely. Could not be more correct. He has called my bluff, and I must respond. But I already said it. On to the third point. His weakest point, but feel is valid. Growing aspects of the community to whom not just the card, but a printing of a card is an expression of identity. A good staple, and that card being the card that gets so many of these special treatments. A variety of players in all decks increase the ability and variety of expression in game. That is true. There has been a Sol Ring in almost every single Commander set, and with each Commander set, some of the Sol Ring arts change. For example, let's just go ahead. 1 second. I'm gonna need to pause. And we're back. Anyway, so Sol Ring is special because it has so many different arts. Okay, we have Mystery Booster 2 Sol Ring for those that love the future frame like myself. We have Duskmourn Sol Ring for horror fans like myself. Sol Ring, Bloomborough Sol Ring, which kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings one ring, to be honest. Ironically, it's a significantly more balanced card. But I'll get into that discussion never, because I'm not opening that can of worms. Screw that. Okay, I'm not talking about the One Ring. Okay, that card can kindly just unexist. If it gets banned, okay, fine, I'll talk about it. But that's all I have to say on that. But yeah, Sol Ring is one of the most expressive cards in the format. You've got your Hatsune Miku Sol Ring. You have your Outlaws at Thunder Junction Sol Ring. You have your Fallout Sol Rings. You have your other Fallout Sol Rings. You have your William Shakespeare Sol Ring, which is the one I really want, honestly, as I am a history fanatic, and a Sol Ring that would have Shakespeare on it is kind of nice. And of course, the good old classic art Sol Ring. And, Secret Lair Sol Rings. We get the cat and dog one. We get the space one. We get the old border one. Another copy of the OG for those that want it. Sol Ring Doctor Who version shows the Eye of Harmony. That's awesome. Yeah, there's an art card for it. That's really special too. Sol Ring. Oh yeah, and this art is on this Sol Ring right here. And it's it's Urza showing one of Urza's inventions in this case. And then of course the Sol Rings of Power, representing the rings given to each of the races in Lord of the Rings, and then Sauron's ring. aka that's depicting the One Ring to rule them all before it became the One Ring to rule them all. We have, and of course, one of the best Sol Rings in my opinion, the OG. Yeah, sure, it's 30th edition, but it's still pretty. And we have Necron Sol Ring, so we have more Necron Sol Rings. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I know there's Astartes Sol Rings. There's the Astartes Chaos, the Chaos guys, and then more Astartes. I don't know. We have Hidden Pictures Sol Ring, I think. There's got to be at least 20 references in this one. Also, Pride Flag. Yet another Sol Ring art, except this one is black mana themed. So yeah, if you like black mana, there's your Sol Ring. And of course, my favorite art of Sol Ring by far, besides the William Shakespeare one, is this one, which is the Secret Lair Sol Ring that was made when Lost Caverns of Ixalan came out. I like this one. I think it's cool because it's not just a ring, it's kind of like a collar thing too, which is pretty cool. We've got the green Sol Ring for those who love nature. You know. We have the clock piece Sol Ring, or arcane device Sol Ring in this case. We have the pretty Sol Ring. This Sol Ring is beautiful. If I ever get a copy of that Sol Ring, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's fucking beautiful. We have the DCI promo Sol Ring, which is, if I see that at a table, I know instantly I'm battling someone who clearly is experienced, and to tread carefully, because you never know. And of course, the original Alpha Sol Ring. Sol Ring is literally the most recognizable card in the Commander format. It is the best card in the Commander format and exemplifies what Commander is all about. Fun. The push to not include it broadens diversity of decks in Magic just by its mere existence. It is effectively one of the, if not the best cards in Commander in terms of it perfectly aligning with the format's goals, the format's needs, and the format's wants. It can give you an explosive start, but the stigma around playing a turn 1 Sol Ring exists, so that balances it out in a social way. Sol Ring is an amazing card, but clearly well, now I must hold on a moment. Okay, and we're back. So, continuing on, having a singular, generically good staple, and that card being the card that gets many of these special treatments, means that a wide variety of players in all decks increase the ability and variety of expression in the game. There is at least 10 to 15 different arts for Sol Ring. That is good. That means there's 10 to 15 different additional ways you can express yourself with just your Sol Ring. No two players will build the same deck. You could have the same commander, the same payoffs, but sometimes the top ends might be different. And hey, that guy's playing a Muldrotha landfall deck. That guy's playing a Muldrotha Reanimator deck. They're not the same thing, though, are they? They are, but they aren't. Such is the diversity of Commander. Yeah. Sheldon's spellbook Sol Ring. I was sad that day because I was a big fan of him, Sheldon. He was a wonderful fellow. Honestly, that particular Sol Ring made me cry when I saw it, because that definitely was a card he liked, like a lot of us casuals. Yeah. Lots of friends with specific Sol Rings they play with. If the card were Arcane Signet, well, it just isn't good. That's true. It isn't. That's why you see it way less. I think it's more associated with just, like, yeah, sure, it's got Commander in the text box, but nobody, like, sure, people play it in decks where they can't play Sol Ring, because color intensity, stuff like that, but it isn't nearly as good. It's not nearly as ubiquitous because not everybody is playing colored decks, and Sol Ring can fit in those colorless builds that Arcane Signet just doesn't work in. And I also don't like running Arcane Signet in monocolor decks when I don't need it. I even sometimes avoided putting it into my 5-color deck and actually chose to use a alternative instead, as it was just not what I needed for that deck. Yeah. Consider this the response, Rocket. Thank you for this very well thought out comment. And thank you. From one Commander player to another, Sol Ring is a good card. And honestly, if it ever gets banned, I'm just going to quit Commander. Because that's like the whole identity of Commander. Just in a single card. It embodies Commander. I can't think Commander without thinking, oh, hey, Sol Ring's legal. And that's good. It gives an anchor point for people to think about Commander. And it also allows for those fun, explosive, random starts. It allows for more dynamic gameplay, because it's like, unlike with Mana Crypt, which if you saw it come down, you knew immediately you were going to be pub stomped. With Sol Ring, you can see so many more people play it because it's so cheap. It's a cheap staple. The best of both worlds. Mana Crypt was just a staple. Sol Ring is far more. Thank you to everyone who watched the original video, and to those who watched this one. Your viewership is appreciated, and while this is a side project of mine for now, I do hope to eventually devote more resources to it. Thank you, and have a nice day.